I want you to imagine something extraordinary. Standing in a library where each book contains a different version of your life. One book shows you as a successful athlete, another as an artist, and another as a scientist. Each book represents a life shaped by the choices you've made. Now imagine that ability to choose is taken away, not just for a moment, but for your entire life. Imagine your life being shaped entirely by forces outside your control. Choices that should be yours to make are replaced by survival decisions dictated by conflict, displacement, or oppression. Today we'll explore two seemingly different but profoundly connected narratives. Nora Seed's journey of self-discovery in The Midnight Library, and the ongoing Palestinian struggle for autonomy, dignity, and hope. While one is a fictional story, and the other is a harsh reality, both reveal universal themes of regret, agency, hope, and the power of memory. The concept of regret, as explored in The Midnight Library and within the Palestinian context, highlights both individual and collective dimensions of loss and longing. Nora Seed's journey through alternate lives represents deeply personal regrets tied to failed relationships, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled dreams. In contrast, Palestinian regrets emerge from the collective experiences of displacement, systemic oppression, and stolen opportunities. These contrasting sources of regret illuminate different scales of human struggle: the personal versus the shared, and the voluntary versus the involuntary. The passage from the book on the screen depicts Nora's varied lives of success, failure, and everything in between, and it captures the unpredictable interplay of choices and outcomes. For Palestinians, however, the lack of agency in shaping their realities underscores a critical divergence. While Nora's regrets stem from decisions she could have made differently, Palestinian regrets are often imposed by external forces such as war, occupation, and systemic injustice. This contrast complicates the narrative of agency and accountability in regret, and shows how structural inequalities can limit even the possibility of alternative outcomes. The Midnight Library ultimately portrays regret as something that can be reframed and overcome through personal growth. For Palestinians, this framing can feel insufficient or even contradictory. The narrative of empowerment through alternate choices may resonate on an emotional level, but fails to address the systemic barriers Palestinians face. This raises critical questions about the role of storytelling. Should it center around individual resilience, or should it also strive to confront structural injustices? Nora's journey of exploring alternate lives could inspire dialogue about the importance of envisioning alternative futures for oppressed communities. How might movements of justice create real opportunities for displaced individuals to rewrite their futures, not through fantastical means, but by picking apart the systems that perpetuate their regrets? By shifting focus from internal reflection to external transformation, such narratives could amplify the goals of liberation and equity central to the Palestinian cause. The next theme is agency, the power to make choices that shape your life. For Nora in The Midnight Library, her turning point comes in a profound moment of self-realization. She decides to reclaim her life, choosing not to let despair define her. She chooses not to die, but to fight her way back to her root life, the existence that was always hers to shape. It's a testament to resilience and the courage to choose life in the face of adversity. Now let's connect this to the Palestinian struggle. For Palestinians, agency often takes the form of resistance, a resistance as steady and unyielding as a river carving through rock. It is resistance against oppression, against erasure of identity, and against the constraints imposed by occupation. It is that daily decision to persist, to refuse to be silenced, and to claim their right to self-determination. Click on the screen to see the video. An example of this resilience is captured in a video of a woman walking through the rubble of her destroyed home alongside her relative. She speaks with unwavering faith, saying, "As long as we stay patient and keep our faith, Allah will allow us to rebuild. No matter what He tests us with, whether it's sickness or the destruction of our homes, we must always praise Him." Her words are more than just an expression of belief. They are a declaration of agency, a refusal to succumb to despair. By choosing faith and perseverance, she reclaims a sense of control in a situation that seems designed to strip it away from her. This act of agency is not passive. It is an active reclamation of identity, dignity, and purpose. Like Nora, who chooses life, Palestinians exercise their agency through their unwavering determination to preserve their culture, rebuild their communities, and nurture hope even when faced with immense challenges. Their resistance is not just physical, but also cultural and emotional. It's the artist painting a mural on the walls of a refugee camp, the teacher educating children under a makeshift tent, and the farmer planting olive trees as a symbol of rootedness. Each act is like adding another brick to a foundation that seeks to withstand the weight of oppression. Nora's journey in The Midnight Library reminds us that reclaiming agency begins with a decision to take ownership of one's narrative. For Palestinians, this ownership is a daily act of defiance. It's the choice to say, "This is who we are, and no one can take that away." Just as Nora finds strength in taking control of her life, Palestinians find strength in their collective resistance. Their resistance is not only a response to the challenges they face, but also a reflection of their belief in a better future. Agency is deeply embedded in their identity, and no storm can uproot it. This resilience is a powerful reminder that even when choices are limited, the will to resist and rebuild can be an unyielding force. Hope is a central theme in The Midnight Library. As Nora navigates her journey through countless lives, she realizes that life doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. There's a deeply touching moment when she tells her brother Joe, "You don't need to understand life, you just need to live it." Nora learns that hope doesn't come from knowing all the answers, but embracing life's uncertainties and moving forward despite them. For Palestinians, hope is not just a flicker within an individual. It's a fire that warms entire communities, a force that refuses to be extinguished even in the harshest winds of adversity. It's a life that keeps families together when their homes are reduced to rubble, and the roots that hold communities steady as they rebuild schools, hospitals, and neighborhoods from the ashes of destruction. One powerful example of this hope is captured in a video of a man standing amidst the debris of destroyed buildings. He smiles, kisses his fingers, and points to the sky, praising Allah that his family is safe. He says, "We are fortunate. We have each other, and that is enough." This moment is a vivid portrait of hope, a tree growing in the cracks of concrete. It's a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable loss, the human spirit can find gratitude and light. And this hope isn't bound by borders. It crosses oceans and cultures, finding solidarity in the hearts of people around the world. Protests, fundraisers, and advocacy campaigns serve as amplifiers for this hope, proving that while it may start small, like a seed in the soil, it grows stronger when nurtured by shared empathy and action. In both the Midnight Library and the Palestinian experience, hope isn't passive. It's not about waiting for circumstances to change. It's about choosing to plant flowers in a field of rubble, to believe that life's imperfections don't negate its beauty. Just as Nora discovers that she can embrace her life as it is, Palestinians embody the resilience to persist and the courage to envision a better future, even when the road ahead is steep and winding. This is the power of hope. It is both fragile and unbreakable, delicate like a flame, yet capable of igniting revolutions. It teaches us that even in life's darkest chapters, we can turn the page and write a story of light. Finally, let's talk about the role of stories in memory. In the Midnight Library, Nora learns from the stories of her alternate lives. Each book she opens offers lessons that help her understand herself better and come to terms with her regrets. For Palestinians, stories and memory are vital for preserving identity and history. One powerful symbol of this is the key, an object that represents the right of return to their ancestral homes. These keys, passed down to generations, are not just symbols of loss, but also of hope and resilience. This connection between memory and identity is beautifully captured by Ibrahim Hassan, the creator of Yesterday Come Closer, a multimedia book reflecting on his experience as a Palestinian American. He shares, "As I was making this book, I knew it was going to be a therapeutic process. It was built around the visualization of the memories I had from childhood to adulthood as a Palestinian American trying to understand and conceptualize the idea of home." Hassan's work highlights how memory serves as a bridge between the past and present, a way to process complex emotions while preserving cultural heritage. His process of creating the book mirrors Nora's journey through her library. Both are explorations of identity and the meaning of home. Just as Nora's journey is shaped by the stories in her library, the Palestinian struggle is shaped by the collective memory of their people. These stories are not just about past suffering, but also about the enduring spirit of a community that refuses to forget its roots. They are a testament to the resilience of people determined to reclaim their sense of home, both physically and spiritually. At their core, the Midnight Library and the Palestinian experience both highlight resilience as a power to endure, adapt, and persist. Nora's journey teaches us that while life is imperfect, meaning comes from embracing its challenges. Her decision to reclaim her root life is a testament to agency and the transformative power of hope. For Palestinians, resilience is not just personal, it's collective. It is seen in acts of rebuilding homes, preserving culture, and maintaining hope even amidst devastation. Palestinian movement embodies this resilience. It's a fight not only for justice and autonomy, but also for the right to live with dignity and preserve identity. Like Nora's journey through regrets and choices, their struggle reminds us that resilience isn't just enduring hardships, it's about actively shaping a better future despite them. In the end, resilience is what transforms challenges into opportunities, despair into determination, and hope into action. It is what allows us to rise, rebuild, and believe in the possibility of a brighter future. And it's the common thread, a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of choice, and a reminder of the strength found in collective and individual perseverance. Whether it's Nora finding purpose in her imperfect life or Palestinians resisting despair while rebuilding their communities, both stories teach us that resilience is not just about surviving, but about thriving against all odds.